to talk about. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Do not watch any further. Today's shirt is Freddy. So, I watched this movie called Messiah of Evil from 1974, and I thought that I hadn't seen it, but I think I had already seen it. It's about a woman looking for her father. She comes to this seaside town of Point Dune, California, and he has a little place there, and she breaks into it. And at first I'm like, is this a house or a mall? But then I realized the walls are painted with scenes and people, and there's even like a escalator looking scene, and it was really, really cool and interesting looking. There's even a hanging bed. She finds her father's journal, which is got notes in it and kind of artwork, because he's an artist, and got, drawings and stuff, which I think that's kind of cool. And so when she's reading the journal, it's kind of narrated by him, and there's parts of the story, her parts, that she kind of narrates as well. He talks about nightmares he's having and how a darkness is consuming the town. And at this point, I don't know what's going on, like, what is happening in this town? Because earlier there was this really creepy looking man who had 2 bodies in the back of his truck, and the gas station attendant seen this, and he made the woman leave real quickly, so she went on to go find her father's place. Then she goes to an art gallery, which doesn't have any of her father's art, I don't think, but there is really cool looking paintings in this art gallery. But there is a weird blind woman in it. And she goes to some hotel room to meet up with a man that may know something about her father, and his name is Tom, I think. And when she first goes here, I'm like, what is going on here? Because the guy is like, has this older gentleman that's talking and doesn't want her to interrupt. I didn't realize he was recording, but he's telling the story and something about a blood red moon and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what is going on? Are we having a therapy session, an interview? But then the Tom character also has these young ladies with him, and I'm like, is this a porno situation going on? What's going on here? Tom is very fascinated by this story, and I think he goes around collecting stories like this. So he's fascinated by this town, and later on ends up at the woman's place. I think her name is Arletty or something, and of course they just show up while she's sleeping. Just really weird. This movie is really weird, and basically there was this guy that had come to this town, and he said he would come back in 100 years after, and there'd be a blood moon or whatever. So there's these people that are on the beaches watching the moon at night, and there's fires going. It's really weird. One of my favorite lines in the movie is, "You just don't unzip a man and say goodnight." So, yeah, that was a very funny scene. They did in fact end up saying goodnight, though. At one point in the movie, I noticed a store called Hardy, and it said shoes for men and boys, and my first thought just went, the Hardy Boys! This movie definitely had some creepy, eerie music going on, and there was one scene where a lady goes into a store, and I think it's one of Tom's girls that he brought, she leaves and she ends up at a store, and while in the store she finds a whole group of people eating raw meat out of the frozen section, or the, where the meat is stored, and it's just like, oh. So yeah, we're definitely dealing with some zombie type people. But my favorite scene is the theater scene. One of the other girls ends up going to the movies. She's sitting in the theater. She picks a seat. There's already a few people in there. After you see her go into the theater, all the lights go off of the theater on the outside. They put the sign up, close. So she's in the theater, picks her seat. Next thing you know, you see all these people start coming in and sitting behind her, and then you have one come beside her and another one come beside her. And that's when she starts to notice something ain't right about these people. They turn, they got the blood oozing, and she's like, oh. And then she can't escape. They done locked her in there. Yeah, it's funny. This movie was crazy and weird and artsy and had good eerie music, and I kind of enjoyed it. It's a little slow at parts, and I don't particularly care for the ending. Basically, Arletty is the only one to get out of the town, but they let her go because they knew nobody would believe her story of everything that happened. I mean, it starts with the nightmares, and then you're bleeding out your eyes and your ears, and your body is just slowly, I guess, rotting away. You can't feel pain, like stab yourself, pull off your finger, stab yourself with a needle, you can't feel it. But yeah, they knew she wouldn't be believed, and she ends up in a mental hospital. So yeah. Anyways, that's what I watched. I don't know what I watched, but that's what I watched. But yes, I kind of enjoyed it. Until the next time, next movie, yeah.